What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We had the worldwide reveal in-game for the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. The longest title I think I've ever had to say that we can't just shorten to Black Ops Cold War. I don't know. We had a worldwide reveal today, and a lot of information has come out, including Activision raising the price for $10 for reasons, which I have an entirely separate rant on. We have, Activision bending the knee to China and censoring the trailer. But take that stuff aside. Let's go positive, Patty. And by the way, I cover a wide variety of things in the video game world, as well as Hollywood, pop culture, technology. I fight against anti-censorship. I cover just about everything on this channel with 3 to 7 videos a day. I hope that today will be the day I earn your subscription by clicking that little red button down below, and that way you'll be able to find my videos a lot easier. Now, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War came out today. They have a brand new trailer, which is basically what everyone got sucked into. They had an in-game event. All it really was a tiny bit of gameplay, and then you watched a trailer. I couldn't download the 1.45 gigabytes fast enough to witness the reveal myself, so I watched with 150 million other people in the Champions Club. But the trailer seems very, very positively received. It's currently sitting at 12,000 upvotes to 349 downvotes. And interestingly enough, PlayStation age-restricted their own video. This is a true continuation of Black Ops, and people are excited about that. And also, what's hilarious to me is Ronald Reagan. That's making people feel some feelings hilariously. Now, I wasn't interested in politics during the Reagan era. I don't care. This video isn't about whether or not Ronald Reagan was a good president or not. All presidents have their goods and their bads, most of them bad. But the reaction to it is what has been kind of hilarious. Everyone seems to really like the reveal. Very impressive, Ronald Reagan. Hopefully he has more screen time than just a couple scenes. I wonder if he's going to be in the zombies version. But journalists are very upset about it, and we're going to take a look at some of that. Watch the crazy new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War trailer starring Ronald Reagan. I wouldn't say it was really starring him. I mean, he was in it, I suppose. Activision and Treyarch released their first cinematic trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War today. Players logged into Warzone to play a special Know Your History game mode. After completing a match by gathering intel, going through some other steps, the match ended and players had to run to the stadium and safety before a nuke went off. As you ran, the previous teaser trailer about destabilization in the West played. Upon reaching the stadium, the trailer for the Cold War played. It features some characters from earlier Black Ops games like Frank Woods and startlingly good rendition of President Ronald Reagan. The game comes out November 13th. As the leak earlier this week predicted, a multiplayer reveal coming September 9th, which will probably be Nuketown. I don't know. Glimpses of gameplay can be seen in the trailer, including what appears to be a desert area on a Warzone map. Suffice to say, that's all pretty good. The event went pretty smoothly despite having to wait forever to get a match. That said, some people are a little unhappy. Let's just take a look at how the folks over on Reset Era, they're probably having a total normal one. I just grabbed a couple. There's a couple. Why put Reagan in the game unless we're going to end him? Reagan really soured the trailer for me. Blue Monday in the new 80s song trailer, game looks hot. 2 factors though. F Reagan. Can we end Reagan? Ronnie Reagan gonna make that lol nope for me. I wonder how many will claim the game to be historically accurate. I also wonder if I should play the avatar of this game as a massive American circle jerk story about how America and Reagan saved the world. Just normal stuff. Normal stuff. I mean, no actual, gamers care about this because, it's just a piece of the puzzle. Just a piece of the puzzle. The way Call of Duty works is they'll take, a conflict as a theme, as, a kind of an area, but it's not exactly precisely historically accurate. They'll often take specific missions and things like that. It's adjacent, right? But people love it. And you see all sorts of people. Call of Duty, let me end Reagan in the face. Call of Duty War on Drugs with Reagan Operator DLC. I mean, a lot of people having a normal one about Reagan in the game. In particular, we have Gene Park, certified blue checkmark here from the Washington Post. Black Ops Cold War central theme is finding truth in conspiracy theories. The game prominently features Ronald Reagan, some guy a lot of people are talking about these days. And it'll have a branching story paths and multiple endings. By the way, I'm excited about that. I like story mode. I thought, really the only reason that I came back to Modern Warfare was because they had, like a 6-hour campaign mode, or I don't remember. They had a campaign mode. It wasn't as long as I would have liked, but I loved it. If they have an even longer campaign mode in this game, I'm a buyer. I like multiplayer, but only as like a one-off thing. And nowadays, I'm so casual that every time I'm like, oh, I got an hour. Let's get a few matches in. Oops, 1 gigabyte download. Forget it. There are 3 genders in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Man, woman, and classified. Well, so they should love that. So you can have your gender-neutral pronouns. I actually like the way they did that. I actually think that is a way to do that correctly. It fits the game. It doesn't feel forced. And maybe I want to make mine classified in general. I don't think that there's a big issue with it. Your protagonist has no voice, but you can tailor their background with a direct sequel to Black Ops 1. There's also undercover missions with non-lethal options. Already, Yuri Bezmenov trailer from last week kickstarted a flurry of commentary on how the game relates to today's activist movements. Oh, well, it's going to red pill a lot of people. And I think it's kind of cringy calling something red pill in late August 2020. In fact, cringe is kind of dead too. But I mean, literally, Yuri Bezmenov is a guy you should watch. Learn, educate yourself. Regardless of how, quote, political the game gets, the conversation around it is already getting heady. Journalists who were on the call earlier this month saw that my question, curious about Ronald Reagan, might be portrayed was watered down to suggest what kind of research they did. And you see here in the Washington Post, it's completely unknown outside the development studios of Treyarch and Raven Software where Cold War stands on Reagan or anything political. Because obviously, video games have to make a political statement. Everybody, smash like if you agree. I mean, well, smash like if you don't agree, but smash like if you know that's their opinion. All right? Given the real-world political climate and prominently featuring Reagan, what considerations did you have portraying the longtime GOP standard-bearer? The question was submitted via an Activision-moderated chat, and when they related to the developers, it was paraphrased by a spokesman into, what considerations did you have in portraying not only Reagan, but other real-world people that you engaged in? The developers gave a general answer about watching tons of Reagan speeches and talking to people who were close to him, including former cabinet members, to get his character right. Now, maybe that was a fourth dimensional chess move from Treyarch where they just simply don't want to get into it. But at the end of the day, I hope that's how they stay. Yeah, he was a prominent figure during that time, but I don't want my video games coming out and taking a stance. If you're going to portray real political events that happened, then you should do so in a way that is natural and a way that is, how do you say, presentative of it rather than propagandizing it. We can't talk about multiplayer details yet, so the coverage features a campaign story, a training level in Ukraine, is modeled after an American suburb, and looks to be a standout set piece, and there is more than one mission back in Nam. Did the reveal yet happen in Warzone? Talking about that. For what it's worth, Dr. Disrespect has unlocked the Black Ops Cold War reveal and is watching it now. So many questions at Roundtable got super watered down when actually asked by the rep. It was near impossible to track who is asking the question given the format. Disappointing. Now, here's what I think. I think the person that was relaying those questions to Treyarch knew what they were doing. I think they knew that journalists were poking and prodding, hoping that they were going to say Reagan man bad, and they just relayed the question they purposely watered it down. That's what I think happened. And you're going to see a lot more of this, like these conversations around Reagan. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War campaign drips with intrigue as it dances around political's hornet's nest. That's exactly what they want. The journos want this game to be political every single time. And again, it can have political undertones. It's so easy. But journalists want it to be on the head. They want it to be like, oh, just like we see with the Wonder Woman 1984, the villain's modeled after an 80s era Trump, which actually kind of makes sense if you know who the villain is. But journalists want to be like, well, what statement are you making about the Orange Man? Is Orange Man bad? Please? Is Orange Man bad? That's not what the Wonder Woman director wanted to do, but they're not happy with that. It's an election year, and once again, we're hearing a lot about Reagan these days. Here he is introducing Call of Duty Black Ops series with the same grandeur and aplomb as an actor. Giancarlo Esposito's reveal in Far Cry 6. And of course, they want that to be political too. Black Ops Cold War, released on November 13, is a direct sequel to one of the most celebrated single-player campaigns in the franchise. This is shaping up to be one of the most story-heavy campaigns in the entire 17-year history. I love it. Maybe Treyarch they learned a little something. Activision learned a little something about cutting campaign modes. People who play campaign modes still play multiplayer. Now, I know there are people that just jump straight in, don't care about the story mode, but there are people like me that won't play a game. Like, I have zero interest in playing something like Apex Legends. No story mode, I'm not even trying it. If they would at least given me like an 8-hour story mode, maybe to fall in love with the characters or the control or the game, they would have had something. Look, I even simped for, what was the other game I was just talking about? The other multiplayer game that Dr. Disrespect was playing. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. Rogue Company. I logged in. I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. And I don't care about any of the characters. I don't care about their backgrounds. I don't care about anything about them. So it's just another shooter, and I haven't opened it since. Waste of $60 or $20 or whatever it was. Treyarch also seems to be picking up where Advanced Warfare left off when it comes to more open-ended emergent gameplay. The 2014 game, which starred Kevin Spacey of all people, yikes, saw a more open, narrow type level design, given the single-player campaign, a few open areas to navigate with traversal, options like the grappling hook, and we saw gameplay for Cold War in which players infiltrate a Russian embassy undercover as a double agent. I mean, there was a little bit of gameplay, but not a ton. We're going to see that in the multiplayer, I would assume. You know, I think that we'll see it in the multiplayer reveal, September 9th? But you see here, it's unclear how much politics will actually play into the story. But the early reveal and marketing campaign indicates such discussion may swirl around the game regardless of the developer's wishes. Well, that's what game journalists want to write about. Most of these game journalists, by the way, want to be like political journalists. So they just pick video games as their vehicle to talk about politics. So Reagan seems to be a prominent factor, and it's hard to ignore the fact that his policies are still hotly debated, particularly by those on the left, and used to score political points today. Just look at conservative PAC, the Lincoln Project, which formed last year as an anti-Trump segment of the Republican Party, and how it continues to weave in Reagan's words with the current climate and upcoming election. You know whose words I care about? Bezmenov. And the words of the campaign mode. I'm sure there will be no end to the demands for what is the game trying to say about modern politics. I just hope it's awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.